Hello guys, welcome to VDH Academy. In this section, we are going to discuss an example where we are going to solve system of linear equations under matrices using Cramer's rule. So first, let us consider equations. And now, let us name this equation as equation 1 and this equation as equation 2 and the last equation as equation 3. And the first step, what we need to do is convert these equations in the matrix equation form Ax is equal to D, where A is the coefficient matrix and X represents the variable matrix with the elements X, Y, Z, and D represents the constant matrix with the elements 13, and the next element is when minus 18 gets transferred to the right hand side, it becomes positive 18, and then the last element is 20. And the main purpose of solving these equations is to find the elements of matrix X, which are nothing but the solutions of the equation. And now, we need to find the determinant of coefficient matrix E, which is denoted by delta, which will be equal to 2 into 4 into 7, which is 28, minus of minus 2 into 5, which in turn becomes plus 10. And then coming to the next element, we get minus of minus 1 into, by deleting the column and the row in which minus 1 is present, we get the determinant value as 3 into 7, which is 21, minus of 5 into 5, which is 25. Then plus of the next element 8 into 3 into minus 2, which is minus 6. Then minus of 5 into 4, which is 20. So that is equal to 2 into 38. Then minus of minus 1 becomes plus 1 into minus 4 plus of 8 into minus 26. So by multiplying, we get here 76 minus 4 minus 8 into 26, which is minus 208. So that implies we get here 76 minus 212, and by subtracting, we get minus 136, which is not equal to 0. So therefore, the determinant value of A is equal to minus 136. So hence we can say that the coefficient matrix A is non-singular. And the next step what we need to do is, we need to find the determinant of matrix A1, which is denoted by delta 1 for the matrix, by replacing the constant matrix in the first column of matrix A. So here, the first column of matrix A would be 13, 18, 20. And rest of the columns remains the same. So the determinant of this matrix would be 13 into 28 plus 10, then minus of the next element minus 1. So here we get plus 1 into 18 into 7, which will be 126, minus of 20 into 5, which is 100, plus of the next element 8 into 18 into minus 2, which is minus 36, then minus of 20 into 4, which is 80. So that implies we get here 13 into, by adding, we get 38 plus of 1 into 26 plus of 8 into minus 116. So that implies by multiplying, we get 494 plus 26 minus 8 into 116, which is 928. So therefore, the determinant value that is represented by delta 1 will be equal to minus 408. And similarly, we need to find delta 2, that is nothing but the determinant of the matrix, by replacing the constant matrix D in the second column of matrix E. So the matrix would be 2, 13, 8, and the next row would be 3, 18, 5, and the last row would be 5, 20, and 7. So you need to find the determinant of this matrix, and its value delta 2 will be equal to minus 136. And similarly, we need to find delta 3. So by replacing the third column, we get the matrix as 2, minus 1, 13, and the next row will be 3, 4, and 18, and at the last we get 5, minus 2, and 20. So the value of determinant of this matrix is delta 3 is equal to minus 136. According to Cramer's rule, the value of X will be equal to delta 1 divided by delta. So by substituting the values of delta, we get here minus 408 divided by minus 136. And by solving, we get here 3, which is nothing but the value of X. And similarly, the value of Y will be equal to delta 2 divided by delta. So that is equal to minus 136 divided by minus 136. And here by simplifying, we get 1 as the value of Y. and then the value of z will be equal to delta 3 divided by delta. So by substituting, we get here minus 136 divided by minus 136, which is equal to 1. So therefore, the solutions are x equal to 3, y equal to 1, and z is also equal to 1. So in order to find whether these solutions are the unique solutions, you need to substitute them in any one of the equations. And make a note that in Cramer's method, we need to find delta 1, delta 2 as well as delta 3. So this is how we solve equations using Cramer's rule. In our next video, we are going to discuss an example where we are going to solve equations using Gauss-Jordan method. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.